Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today, and the time has come. I am officially beginning my Elder Scrolls 6 discussion slash speculation slash wishlist video series. And I want to explain myself first before going into the details of this series. Why are you starting this series, Maddie? Fallout 4 just came out. Well, number one is that I noticed a lot of YouTubers starting to go into the Elder Scrolls 6 space, and I figured if they can, then I sure as hell can, right? Especially when they're being well received. I figured, you know what? It's safe enough to go in. It's been a few months now, and the reason I say that is because also that I talked about Fallout 4 for 4 years before it even came out, when it was just a myth, a legend, all right? So I figured it was fair enough to start talking about it early, because also on top of that is that's how our feedback gets taken into account. Bethesda goes on long development cycles. They read the feedback on the forums, what people like, what they don't like, what they liked from other games. That's how Fallout 4's first-person shooting mechanics got reworked because of the feedback from Wolfenstein, believe it or not, and obviously also Fallout 3 in New Vegas. But you get what I'm saying is that they take into account this feedback from the community. Now, I'm not saying that my Fallout 4 wishlist was the definitive version of how Fallout 4 came out, but we did notice that a lot of topics we discussed in that series ended up in the game, and it seems that Bethesda really truly listens to the community. And I figured that since we have a bigger voice now, my channel's grown a lot, and since we have a lot more of you guys there, that it would be really exciting to start talking about this game a little bit early, just not overkill, just once a week maybe. And sometimes if I have to review a game or whatever, there's other videos and news pressing me at the time, then it's okay to skip it, you know? But I really wanted to also establish a kind of weekly discussion series on my channel. We always kind of spitball it, just kind of roll with the flow, and I really like that about my channel because you guys just roll with me. But I feel like it'd be nice to have you guys have some type of established discussion series talking about something in the future, that being Elder Scrolls 6. So as always, I upload at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day, and I will be uploading my discussion series every single Thursday. Now, I don't know if it's going to be beginning this week or next week, but nonetheless, I feel like I've explained myself enough so you guys know exactly why I'm starting this, more so to have our voice be heard, and also to kind of just get the early start. And on top of that, you guys support me on basically everything I do on this channel, which I love, whether it's Mafia, Star Wars, obviously Fallout, other Bethesda games, my reviews. It's really heartwarming to go on my channel and just see the outpouring support from you guys. So I figured, as the guy who I kind of term myself as, I like to do Bethesda everything. Anytime someone asks me about my channel, I say I do Bethesda everything and like to talk about other games every now and then, and it always works. And I'm not really being Mr. Bethesda everything if I'm not talking about Elder Scrolls enough, and I really kind of want to start establishing that, especially with obviously new ESO expansions that I could review, and on top of that we have ES Legends, maybe, like I said in my speculation for my E3 wishlist, if there's ever some type of remaster for Elder Scrolls. I just kind of want to get into the Elder Scrolls space, right? Because I'm obviously a Bethesda channel. I found success with Elder Scrolls videos naturally because kind of most fans of Fallout are fans of Elder Scrolls, but I think it's time to spread my wings a little bit and start doing both, right? I think that's fair enough. All right, so now that I told you guys why I'm starting this series and everything, it's time to give you the details on how you can get involved in this Elder Scrolls wishlist series, and it's going to run kind of similar to my Fallout 4 wishlist series, but a little bit different to start off with. Now, if you guys remember, for my Fallout 4 wishlist series, what I did was listed 3 kind of topics in the title section, and each one was supported by one of your comments, and I discussed each one very briefly in a sense and just highlight it, talk about it, and then move on to the next one. What I wanted to do for starters is kind of talk about the big topics. Obviously, we're going to have the location discussion, we're going to have the weapons, like the combat, the magic, all that stuff. But as time goes on, obviously we will run out of topics, and that's totally natural, and then we'll start going to more of the miscellaneous topics, the tiny topics, the little minor details that we'll focus on. But nonetheless, the way I wanted to get you guys involved is start off by featuring a comment to talk about what the topic is. So let's say someone says, I feel like Elder Scrolls 6 should be set in Hammerfell, for example, and then we'll have kind of comments underneath it saying, yeah, I'd like Hammerfell because X, Y, and Z, and then I'll have a bunch of supporting comments to kind of talk about it. And so it'll be a lot more comments, a lot more of you guys featured in this video series, but not just about me, because this is about the community. This is about what you guys want. I will post the ideas that I agree with and I think would be great for the game, but I also don't want to kind of smother what you guys want, because that's important, because there's more of you than me. If I sit here and talk about exactly what I want, that's not going to work. But if I hear what you guys want and I kind of evaluate your ideas and talk more in depth on them and kind of expand on them, I think that'll work just fine. Obviously, with each video series, we'll get a little more in depth with the lore, do some more research, kind of get more familiarized with the Elder Scrolls universe. And a lot of you guys are Fallout fans who haven't really gone too deep into the Elder Scrolls universe, and I have to some degree, but I'm definitely not a lore master by any means necessary, and mistakes will naturally happen. So if anyone ever wants to call me out on them, just send them back to this video and let them know that mistakes do happen every now and then, and I'm sure they will happen during this series, which is totally normal. But this discussion series also gives us a chance to learn the universe together, and that's kind of how I learned so much about Fallout. I played the game a lot, I put time into it, I read things, but there were just kind of little details here and there, little underlying things, constantly reading what you guys had to say, led to me learning more about the universe that I love today, which is Fallout. So yes, this is how you can get involved in my Elder Scrolls 6 discussion series. It's not going to have any kind of crazy label or anything. It's going to be kind of like locations, Elder Scrolls 6 discussion, something very simple like that. It's not going to be anything crazy because I really right now don't want to blow this series out of the water or anything, because to tell you the truth, Fallout 4 just came out months ago. I'd kind of look like an idiot trying to make this the next big thing on my channel, but nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're excited to start talking about a little Elder Scrolls on the channel as time goes on. I'm sure we'll be talking about it plenty during E3 and all that stuff, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below on Elder Scrolls 6. What topics you want to talk about? What do you feel should be involved in this game? Let me know. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. The links are in the description. Check out SugarBomb.com, the place by Bethesda fans for Bethesda fans. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.